On November 12th, an incident occurred at the Chery Fengyun X3L's attempt to climb the skyladder at Tianmen Mountain at Zhangjiajie. A video shows the Chery off-road vehicle suddenly losing control mid-climb. The vehicle rapidly reversed, sliding down the steps and crashing into a guardrail before stopping. Many tourists were on site, watching the event and gasping in surprise. The ladder at Tianmen Mountain is nearly 300 meters long, with a vertical drop of about 150 meters. It consists of 999 steps, with an average slope of 45 degrees, and some areas exceed 60 degrees. The steps are narrow and slippery, making the challenge extremely difficult. This is not the first time such a challenge has been attempted. In 2018, a Land Rover model successfully completed the Tianmen Mountain Challenge. The test driver, Dong Hebin from the Panasonic Jaguar team, drove a 404 horsepower Range Rover Sport P400e plug-in hybrid. He successfully navigated 99 turns and climbed all 999 steps, making it the first vehicle to reach the Tianmen Cave. The vehicle involved in this latest failed attempt was the Chery Fengyun X3L. The car was released in September 2025. Chery Automobile, founded on January 8, 1997, is headquartered in Wuhu City, Anhui Province. On September 25, 2025, Chery was listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange's main board. The vehicle that Chery was attempting to challenge, the Land Rover, is a luxury SUV brand originating from the UK. It is owned by India's Jaguar Land Rover company and is known for its exceptional off-road capabilities. The brand's history dates back to 1948, and it is a pioneer in civilian all-terrain vehicles. Chery and Land Rover have a partnership, having formed a joint venture in 2012. The joint venture manufactures and sells Jaguar and Land Rover vehicles in China, making it the first Sino-British joint venture in the high-end automotive sector. In September of this year, Chery attempted the Tianmen Mountain Challenge for the first time, but was unsuccessful. Chery's executive vice president, Li Xueyong, posted on Weibo that the challenge was halted due to continuous rain and slippery roads, with the vehicle only making it halfway up. This time, Chery attempted the challenge again under good weather conditions, but once again, it ended in failure. A video showing Chery Automobile's failed attempt has gone viral online. Some internet users have commented that using the skyladder, which is normally for tourists, as a test track for cars, not only disrupts visitors, but also damages the scenic facilities. They said, Tianmen Mountain is a public tourist spot. How could such commercial stunts be allowed? If something happens and people get hurt, who will take the responsibility? On November 13th, Chery Automobile issued an apology, stating that they would make full efforts to repair the damage to the Tianmen Mountain site and provide compensation. In recent years, marketing tactics like challenge tests and extreme vehicle tests have become common in the automotive industry. From cliff edges to dangerous roads, from high plateaus to deep deserts, new car tests can be seen almost everywhere. Some car companies use public spaces as their testing grounds. Chinese media has pointed out that public outdoor spaces like the skyladder lack the professional safety certifications required for car testing and do not have the necessary emergency facilities like crash barriers or buffers, making these wild tests unprofessional. Moreover, the various risks present in public tourist sites can lead to greater safety hazards if not properly assessed. On November 13th, staff from the Tianmen Mountain scenic area told reporters that the car brand was holding an event yesterday, so the skyladder was closed. It has been reopened today, but the guardrail damaged by the car has not yet been repaired. Visitors should be careful. If concerned about safety, they can wait a few days until the guardrail is fixed or use the escalator to visit. A staff member from the Yongding District Cultural and Tourism Bureau in Zhangjiajie stated that the event was organized by the scenic area, but no official approval was required for the project. Many netizens mocked Chery Automobile. The promotion failed and ended up damaging their reputation. What a great advertisement! Now the whole country knows about it. Chery's factory in Changshu shares the same complex as Land Rover Jaguar, but Chery thinks of itself as Land Rover. Who would have thought? One blogger joked, "Chery, what were you thinking? Just charging ahead." Let's take a look at how Land Rover climbed Tianmen Mountain next door.
Chery really went crazy, trying to climb Tianmen Mountain with a car that cost tens of thousands. Do they really think they're a Range Rover? Do you think this damages their brand? Land Rover's 2.0T Range Rover has over 400 horsepower, and they even hired an FE driver to properly prepare. But here comes the Chery's X7L 1.5T trying some challenge. It's a joke. Everyone knows that the steps at Tianmen Mountain are slippery and have a 45-degree slope. If the car's torque isn't strong enough, it will just slip down. Chery claimed that their car could climb at a 100% incline, meaning 45 degrees, but this claim just ended up backfiring. They later blamed the safety incident on external factors. However, it's clear to everyone that this was a basic mistake, and the car just wasn't up to the task.
Chery has been in a joint venture with Land Rover for years, stealing their technology, and they really think they are Land Rover now? It's just like FAW Volkswagen, GAC Toyota, and Yamaha. These joint ventures exist just to steal, but even then, they still can't make good cars. They keep churning out industrial trash under their own brands. On November 13th, Chery issued a statement saying the direct cause of the Tianmen Mountain Challenge failure was that the safety tether's attachment point unexpectedly detached. This caused the tether to get tangled around the right rear wheel, blocking the power output. This led to the vehicle sliding and hitting the guardrail, damaging part of the barrier. Some bloggers questioned whether Chery was just trying to shift the blame.
Come on, this is ridiculous. With so many people watching, this safety issue is serious. The saying, water can carry a boat, but it can also capsize it, applies here. Who could have thought that the rope originally used for safety became the main cause of the accident? This test didn't even bring any positive publicity for Chery. Instead, it revealed the company's insufficient risk assessment and safety measures. It's clear that there were shortcomings in their safety management and test risk controls. After this accident, I think Chery should really reflect on its internal processes. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day, and bad habits don't change overnight. Maybe the safety incident is a signal that the company needs to improve its internal safety management.
Another blogger compared the safety measures of Land Rover, claiming that Chery's protective rope was actually torn by the vehicle itself.
Let's first look at the video of Land Rover. This Range Rover slowly tipped over, with a steel cable providing traction throughout the process. Before the Range Rover even started its climb, a steel cable was already stretched from the base of the mountain to the summit. It not only protected the vehicle during the ascent, but also provided the necessary traction when the vehicle descended, ensuring a safe and controlled lowering. Without this traction support, relying solely on the four wheels and the edge of the steps, the Range Rover could have flipped uncontrollably much earlier. Do you see the difference? The so-called protective rope on Tianmen Mountain in this incident? According to Chery's official investigation report, the primary reason for the failure was the unexpected detachment of the rope's hook. Does that make sense? I'm telling you, it doesn't. The vehicle couldn't go up anymore, swaying from left to right. In fact, the rope snapped on its own. The truth is, without the rope issue, the vehicle still wouldn't have made it. The problem was the way the vehicle was attempting to climb. Have you ever seen a car hop its way up a slope? Off-road vehicles bounce and lose their climbing power. With your vehicle's insufficient power, it was a miracle it even made it halfway. For a challenge like Tianmen Mountain, as long as you have enough power, all-terrain tires, and a high four-wheel drive chassis, any vehicle could make it. What Chery should really investigate is whether the tire pressure was too high or if your suspension was too soft.
One blogger criticized domestic manufacturers for lacking respect for safety and user experience.
A certain car brand challenged Tianmen Mountain, intending to put on a good show, but they completely messed up. They didn't have Land Rover's capability, but ended up with Land Rover's problems. They wanted to replicate Land Rover's 2018 chassis stunt to gain followers, but ended up giving Land Rover reverse publicity. Now everyone is searching for the 2018 Land Rover Tianmen Mountain Challenge incident. These two challenges are fundamentally different. Chery's challenge was purely a marketing stunt, choosing Tianmen Mountain to link their brand with Land Rover. However, when Land Rover attempted Tianmen Mountain, the goal was to test a soon-to-be-released Range Rover Sport with its 2.0T P400e plug-in hybrid's intelligent four-wheel drive and all-terrain suspension system working together. To ensure success, Land Rover conducted a dual-track verification. First, they built a test slope in their UK engineering center, matching the parameters of the Tianmen Mountain steps. Then they performed 1,000 hours of durability testing. 3 months before the challenge, they conducted 20 field visits to Tianmen Mountain, collecting data on road friction coefficients and slope changes. On the other hand, Chery went ahead and attempted Tianmen Mountain with sheer bravado. When the accident happened, they blamed the sudden weather change, and their latest apology letter blamed the steel rope, not mentioning a word about the vehicle's performance or safety. A car is a moving life capsule, and every part is connected to human lives. I'm not here to praise Land Rover, but I hope car manufacturers can respect life, respect safety, and learn from the rigorous car-making spirit of imported brands.
The blogger stated that the development of Land Rover's Discovery 4 series started in 2012. The research team spent 3 years gathering data from 3 key dimensions: geographical usage, user demographics, and driving scenarios. After this, they conducted 100,000 hours of bench testing, along with real-world testing in 6 extreme driving conditions, and user experience assessments. Only after all this did they complete the redesign in 2017. While the vehicle received criticism after its launch, none of the complaints ever involved safety issues. Discovery 4 series started in 2012. The research team spent 3 years ever involved safety issues. Even with the criticism, Discovery 5 used fast iterations and transparent communication to turn the negative feedback into improvements for the next model. The blogger concluded by saying, "I'm not saying this to diminish our own reputation. The Chinese auto industry doesn't lack the ability or companies to build cars. What we lack is respect for technology, safety, and user experience. What we need is reliability built over time with rigorous processes." Chinese issues expert Yue Shan commented that the impatience in China's car industry mirrors the broader societal rush for quick success, a reflection of moral decline and an unstable mindset under CCP rule. China's manufacturing culture loves to take shortcuts, avoiding the time and effort needed for real research and development, which means domestic products will never earn true trust. Many Chinese cars have attempted to climb steep slopes, but failed spectacularly. In December 2024, a high-end limited edition SUV, the Cybertank 300, which is launched by Great Wall Motors' Tank brand in collaboration with Cyberspace Automotive, failed to climb a slope. In July 2024, the Guangdong-based two-wheel drive Chery Tiggo 7 failed in its slope challenge, completing 99% of the climb, but ultimately failing. In September 2023, a video showed a BYD Tong DMI losing power and slipping during an off-road slope challenge. The tires spun out repeatedly, eventually digging a large hole and awkwardly ending the challenge. In May 2023, a blogger filmed a near incident while crossing the Daliang Mountains. There, a BYD Equation Leopard failed to climb a slope, nearly getting stuck in the wilderness. In recent years, there have been several negative events surrounding the testing of Chinese vehicles. On February 17, 2025, a live broadcast test of BYD's intelligent driving system went awry when the vehicle appeared to lose control. In the video, the host quickly took the steering wheel and explained, "It wasn't a loss of control, I just hit the brakes." On February 15th, during a live broadcast showing BYD Ocean's automatic parking feature, the car seemed to collide with another vehicle. On February 16th, a staff member from Car Information Center Dongchedi was live-streaming a test of the BYD Chen L DM 2025. They were testing its intelligent driving system on the highway when 2 high-risk safety takeovers occurred. At the 40-second mark, the car suddenly veered from the second lane into the first lane, almost hitting a wall. At the 3-minute, 10-second mark, the car failed to maintain a stable straight line and began swerving. BYD has not officially responded, but the videos went viral. Netizens mocked the system as smart driving turned into smart failure. In third-party tests by platforms like Dongche, BYD vehicles showed better performance in avoiding malfunctioning vehicles. But overall, their intelligent driving systems were outperformed by Huawei and Xpeng in complex situations. These incidents exposed stability issues with BYD's self-developed intelligent driving technology, sparking criticism of the Universal Intelligent Driving promotional campaign. On February 20th, 2025, at Huawei's Junjie S800 launch event, the company performed a violent test using a borrowed Maybach 680 as a comparison. It resulted in the Maybach losing control and being damaged. On February 24th, a man posted a video claiming to be the owner of the Maybach involved in the test. He stated that his vehicle had been used for the violent test without his knowledge and had been returned with damage to the bumper and wheels. As of February 24th, Junjie did not provide a reasonable explanation. After the incident, the car rental company intervened for investigation. Netizens questioned the ethics of the test and the rules for borrowing vehicles. Critics pointed out the irony of marketing the car's off-road performance but damaging a luxury car in the process, highlighting the risks of borrowed shell marketing in domestic car promotions. In April 2024, a well-known automotive blogger was testing the lap time performance of the Xiaomi SU7 Max at the Shanghai Tianmen circuit, when the car suddenly lost control and crashed into the tire wall at high speed, severely deforming the front of the car. The video showed the vehicle losing stability on a high-speed curve. The blogger publicly apologized, stating that the test was not 100% rigorous, while Xiaomi's official response confirmed that an investigation was underway but did not provide details on the cause. The incident has been criticized for the ongoing side effects, highlighting the gap between marketing and actual performance. As the first model from Xiaomi Auto, The incident has amplified concerns about the safety and handling of the Su-7. Netizens humorously referred to it as the first crash in the country turned into a joke. In addition to safety concerns with domestic Chinese vehicles, there are also growing worries about data security, especially abroad. In July of this year, the Israeli Ministry of Defense announced that due to high concerns about national data security, it has suspended the issuance of Chinese EVs to military officers. Cybersecurity experts have raised alarms, claiming that Chinese-made electric smart cars would become mobile espionage platforms, secretly transmitting sensitive information back to China. However, Israel had previously purchased over 600 Chinese-branded vehicles, including the MG SC from SAIC Motor and Chery Tiggo 8, which were widely used for official transportation, including at the Ministry of Defense headquarters in Tel Aviv. The actual controlling entities of these Chinese car companies are the Shanghai State-Owned Asset Supervision and Administration Commission and the Wuhu Municipal State-Owned Asset Supervision and Administration Commission in Anhui Province, both of which are local government bodies under the Chinese Communist Party. Experts point out that this state-owned background further intensifies Israel's concerns about data leakage and national security.